Today I'm creating two clean and simple cards. These card designs are really great if you're a beginning card maker and not sure where to start. And if you're a seasoned card maker, sometimes it's really nice to step back away from the techniques and just play with your stamps, inks, and cardstock. The products that I'm going to be using today are from the Rainbow Splash collection, which is exclusive over at Simon Says Stamp, and I will have that listed down below in my video description and on my blog as well. Hi everyone, I'm Mindy Eggen and welcome to my channel. I would love it if you subscribed, liked this video, and shared it with your friends. Now, Simon Says Stamp was generous enough to send me this Rainbow Splash collection, so here is a quick look at what I have. There are a lot of small sentiment stamp sets, some with floral images, balloons, and coordinating dies. And these are all great if you are starting out because all you need is really some basic shapes and some sentiments. They also have a collection of embellishments. So these are the Rainbow Splash gems, and these are self-adhesive on the back in this beautiful rainbow assortment, great for embellishing your cards. And then we have some embossing folders. Now this one here is the cascading hearts. It has a really beautiful design of all of those hearts. Next we have the twinkling stars, which I will be using today. I love stars in my backgrounds. And we have the diamond pattern embossing folder. And these embossing folders are not a 3D. They're just a very typical 2D embossing folder. Great to work in most die cutting machines. Just refer to your die cutting machine's sandwich on how to use your embossing folders. Next, we have some pouncers. So these, to me, the ends, when I was kind of playing around with them, remind me of a marshmallow. They're very soft. I wouldn't necessarily ink blend with them. I would mainly just pounce, picking up your ink and applying it to your image or cardstock. Next, we have this beautiful rainbow assortment of ink. So there is a nice variety of color. You can pick and choose which colors you prefer and what you would need for your projects. We have an assortment of reds, yellows, greens. There's a few blues, purples, and then we have some neutral colors like the caramel, gravel, and then also a black. Now, one thing I did notice is that between the ink pads, the colored ink pads kind of have that squishy pad on there. So they do tend to be a little bit more juicy when you're inking up your images. And then the black ink pad, that one is a felt pad. So that one has a more firm pad to it. And then we have an assortment of cardstock. So here I'm just going to spread out all the colors. This is the rainbow pack of cardstock. It's going to match the ink perfectly. You're going to see that later on in the video. And then there's also some of the neutrals. So we have the caramel, which is kind of that tannish or brownish color. We have black, white. We have a buttercream, which is kind of just a off-white color or yellowish white color, and then the gray, which I think they call that gravel. Now these cardstocks looked so pretty next to each other, and I immediately just wanted to add strips of colored cardstock to my card fronts. Whenever I'm going to start a card project and just not really sure what I want to do, stripes or strips on your cardstock is kind of a great go-to because rainbows just look good and they make most people, very happy. I honestly will never get sick of doing rainbows. So I took a sheet of each of those rainbow colors of cardstock and I trimmed it in half. So it's going to be 5.5 by 8.5. Then I'm going to take those panels and I'm going to trim it down even more. So I'm going to trim these into 1/4-inch strips, and I trim about 3 of them. Now the reason that I'm trimming those down is because I want it to stretch across my card front. If I were to only cut them to about 4.25, like the A2 size card front, I wouldn't be able to go diagonally across the card front. So I created them longer so that I had that extra hanging off the side. And after I'm done and trimming them off, I can always save those strips for another card. So I'm just going through all of those strips of cardstock. I'm adding a tape runner to the back and attaching them to the piece of a white cardstock that's cut to 4.25 by 5.5, just matching them all up, going right through that rainbow order. Then I can just flip that over and trim off all of that excess, and then I can just save those pieces for another card project. Now I'm also going to trim this down as well. So I'm cutting up right next to those strips. I wanted to have kind of a base to work with so I could pop up these strips of cardstock. Next, I'm taking the Birthday Wishes die set and I'm cutting out these 3 balloons from white cardstock. Once I die cut them, I'm going to trim that negative piece into smaller pieces. I'm going to be using all of those negatives. Now I have a piece of paper in my Misty tool that I had already gone ahead and stamped the heart balloon on. I took my negative piece for the heart and held that over it and taped that in place. So then I could just pop my die cut in, stamp that in the black ink, and it is going to match up perfectly. Sometimes when dies are created, they're cut really close up to that stamped line, which looks really good if you don't like a lot of outside, that white outside space, but it also makes it hard to die cut it out. So this is a great trick to have in your back pocket when you want to have everything line up perfectly. So I'm doing that for each of these different shapes where I stamped the image down on that scratch paper. I placed the negative piece and lined it up over that stamped image and then placed the die cut in there. And I do this quite often if I'm just even not 100% sure I'm going to line things up perfectly. So now once I have all of my balloons stamped, I have some cardstock here. Now it's going to be hard to see in the video, but that background I had embossed using the Twinkling Stars embossing folder. Like I said earlier, I love stars. I think they're just great for really any occasion. And I'm going to trim this down. I believe I'm trimming this down to about 3 3/4 by 5 inches, which is another go-to size for me. And I'm going to add this to another panel cut to about the same size, just to give that a little bit of lift and dimension. Now I'm taking that strip panel that I had created and I'm adding some thin foam tape behind it. You're going to see me use a couple different types of foam tape. I really do have a lot of foam tape in my drawer, so I kind of just grab what is handy. A lot of times I'm grabbing a thinner foam tape just so it gives a little bit of lift to the card, but not overly thick. So if I want to mail it, it shouldn't cost me a lot, but I haven't mailed any in a while, so can't guarantee that 100%. Now, once I trimmed out the excess, I added that to a Buttercream card front that was cut to 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. I'm taking my balloons and I'm going to layer them together first before attaching them to my card front, just using a tape runner, and it gives me a little bit of wiggle room to kind of play around with the placement. Now, you could absolutely have colored these balloons in. I wanted to keep this card very, very simple. You don't always have to color in your images. We have such a colorful background. We have the embossing folder there that you could use or not use in the background. But because we have so much going on, just leaving these colored images white, I think is going to make a statement all in itself. So all I need to do right now is do a sentiment. So I have a piece of the black cardstock that I prepped with an anti-static powder tool. That's going to help so that the embossing powder should only really stick to my ink. And then I'm inking up a sentiment off of that same Birthday Wishes stamp set. I'm inking it up in embossing ink, which is a clear sticky ink. Then I'm sprinkling on a white embossing powder, tapped off the excess, and now I'm melting that with my heat tool. Once I give that a couple seconds to cool off, I'm going to bring that over to my mini paper trimmer and trim this down into a thin strip. I have everything ready to finish my card, so I'm going to come over back to my balloons and I'm adding some of that same thin foam tape just to the 2 top balloons there, the star, and then I think it was the circle balloon, because that's the part that's going to overhang my stripes that I have on my background. So I added some tape runner to the rest and I'm placing that onto my card front. I added black foam squares behind my sentiment and then attaching that so it's overlapping my balloon strings just a little bit. So that will finish off my first card. I could definitely have added some of those gems to this, but I really wanted to keep it simple and let the balloons and those rainbow stripes kind of do the talking for me on the front of the card. Now I have one more card idea that I wanted to do, so I took some of those cardstock panels that I had trimmed down and I'm trimming them down even further into just some small squares. They don't have to be perfect. I really fell in love with that star balloon. There is something about a star balloon that just, I don't know, it makes me super happy. So I am going to die cut those using my Hero Arts compact cutter. And I had originally gone through and die cut a star from every single color of cardstock because I had an idea what I wanted to do, but I wasn't quite sure how it was going to look. So what one of the ideas was to stamp tone on tone. So I did that same process where I had used the negative as a guide and put in my positive piece out of those colors of cardstock. And then I went through and used the coordinating colors for each piece of cardstock and stamped the outline of the star balloon. And honestly, it's something I don't do very often, but it looks really cool. So I kind of picked out the colors that really jumped out at me, and I'm going to line them up on a piece of cardstock that I trimmed to 3 by, I think it was 4 1/4. So a pretty small piece of white cardstock. Then I put a white foam square behind each of the stars, and I first laid them all out. So I was trying to get them, I could have measured, but I do not measure. I just eyeball things. So I started at the bottom and then just went up that piece of cardstock with the stars. So since I still had a bunch of those strips, I went ahead and made another panel using them, but this time I'm going straight across. So that's going to be in the background. Now for the panel that has my stars, I'm going to line that with foam tape. Now this one is the Ulta New foam tape. It has just a little bit more lift to it than the previous one. Either one will really work. And once I remove the backing, I place that over my stripped panel. Now, of course, sentiments are always like an afterthought for me. And I wanted to nestle this one right in between my stars. And I think this stamp set is called Everyday Sentiments. Super, super cute. I love the font, and it's going to just fit perfectly nestled in my stars. You can see I kind of tested it out on that grid paper I have in my Mindy. It looked all lined up, so I went ahead and stamped it in black ink onto my card project. And that will finish off that card. I love this design, and there's something about it that just screams Rainbow Bright to me, which of course also makes me very happy. And as I mentioned in the beginning, these are all part of the Rainbow Splash collection over at Simon Says Stamp. Of course, these are things that you can just kind of keep in your back pocket and use with any stamp set that you may have in your stash already. All of the supplies will be listed down below in the video description and over on my blog. Thank you so much for spending time with me today, and I'll see you back here soon with another card tutorial.